That's Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review today with
Jim.
That's right. You know my buddy Jim, Left Turn 72, and the two of us were sent beers from our good buddy Rich.
Rich's World Beer Tour. Thanks,
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
So here it is. It is the Todd the Axeman. Now this is a collaboration beer with Amager Bryghus out of Kastrup, Denmark. That's right. And Surly Brewing, of course, out of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. This one was actually brewed at Surly, but there's a little more fun to this. Why don't you tell us, Jim?
Apparently, the head brewer, one of the brewers at Surly, Todd Haug, he's quite the guitar player, so they named the beer after him, Todd the Axeman. The axe, of course, referring to his guitar. Apparently, he played guitar for Laura Dern in a David Lynch movie.
Yeah.
So, kind of crazy. Apparently,
He's
awesome.
done both stone bands and speed metal bands. And the name was actually come up with by Heinrich Popso, the marketing director over at Amager. So this is pretty cool. I've talked to Peter, the master of hoppets, and I know he had the Amager version of this. So today we're going to be reviewing the Surly Brewing version. So we'll get this one cracked open. Here we go. Woohoo! Now I've heard great things about this beer. This is a West Coast style IPA. It's 7.2% ABV, so it's pushed on that imperial level. But one thing that's really cool is, as far as malts go, it is all Golden Promise, which I love Golden Promise, and just 2 hops, Citra and Mosaic,
Yes.
which we both like. And I can smell it already.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's orange amber. I'm going for a nose. Wow! The hops are just jumping out. They're huge.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely getting pine with some kind of a grapefruity, citrusy.
I'm pulling some tropical fruits. I got some pineapple right away off this as well.
Yeah, like there's maybe a hint of sweet, like orange juice.
Yeah.
Sweeter citrus as
Sweet
well.
orange peel, some
Yeah.
sweet citrus on there, maybe a hint of stone fruits.
Really good stuff.
Oh my lord! There's more tropical fruits than just the pineapple. You know, people have mentioned passion fruit. I'd say there's like some star fruit going on in this. The grapefruit is really bright though on it,
Yeah,
big
yeah.
time bright, and then that orange peel, that little bit of bitterness, maybe a hint of some lemon lime going on there.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the malt base. I'd like that nice biscuity malt base to it.
Yeah, that's a good description. It is. It's just a light biscuit malt base. It's just that light biscuit breadiness to it. But man, after that, it's all hops. So I say we go for it, because my mouth, I'm drooling. Cheers. All right, we've taken a minute to sip this. What you got for me, Jim?
The grapefruit flavor comes through big time, and pretty good flavor from the malt base. It has a great mouthfeel. I don't think it's quite up there with abrasive because they're using oats in abrasive, right?
That's true, which really changes that
But-
texture.
But this is still a really nice mouthfeel. So
Yeah, I do like the creaminess when they use the oats, but this is a really nice beer. It is interesting. That Citra quality, you're really getting that Citra quality. Some people call it the cat piss. It's an odd dankness to it, and that's really strong in it. I agree that the grapefruit is really there, and those are kind of the dominating characteristics, I would say. But the bitterness really lingers long on the back side, doesn't it?
Yep. It almost comes across as a subtle spiciness to me with that
Yeah.
bitterness. It's not in a bad way necessarily, but
Yeah, it's kind of a spicy little bite on there, for sure. And on the back, as it does that, then I pick up almost this like grassiness to it, in a sense, on that taste.
Sure.
You get some of the peel, like that, more like a bitter grapefruit peel kind of taste as well on there. The tropical fruits aren't quite as apparent in the taste as they are on the nose. I don't know if I'm picking up so much any pineapple taste at all at this point. Maybe hints of some star fruit. I still say there's some other tropical I'm not quite sure what that is. Might be
Yeah.
a slight bit of passion, which is sweet. But it's not a super sweet beer, which is really interesting because the nose would lead you to think that there's a lot of sweetness on it.
Right. Yeah, and the pine is definitely there. Kind of middle of the mouth for me. So
Well, okay, it's a fun beer. We're gonna take a little time and we'll be back. All right, we've been sipping on this for a while. So Jim and I need to fess up to one thing. We have tried this beer before.
yeah, it was at the Beergasm event during the CBC, right? Craft
Yeah.
Brewers Conference in Portland.
Yeah. So, but in all honesty, means nothing, right?
Right.
We were so beer fatigued.
Also known as buzzed.
Yeah. Well, okay, there was a good bit of that.
Yeah, but so many killer double IPAs on tap that night that
Yeah, and we had a, I don't remember what it was, but we had a dark one too that was just off the charts good too. So I mean, and Jim had 2 passes, so he was double fatigued.
Yeah.
So it's like we're trying it for the first time, to be perfectly honest. It really is. All right, any new flavors or new things that you're picking up off of it?
I guess the biggest thing for me is I'm kind of enjoying the lingering bitterness. It makes me want to take another sip, and I get a kick out of that. So
It hangs with you. If it dries at all, it's semi-dry. It really does not dry out so much. Both sweetness, bitterness hang in. The bitterness is the last, but even the sweetness hangs on for a good 20 seconds, and then the bitterness kind of comes in. And now I do like that. I'm kind of enjoying that. I mean, I appreciate the drying out, and then you want to drink more, but it's nice having the flavor. Now, the one thing for me is I know that people love Mosaic and they love Citra. Those are not my favorite hops by any means. I hate to say it, but to be honest, I've had some beers with Mosaic I just didn't care for. Citra I've used more, but when you get that cat pee taste, which I hate that term, they're just not my favorite hops. The two of them combined, though, are pretty decent. I will say that.
I enjoy Mosaic. I keep thinking of Crux Half Hitch Imperial Mosaic double IPA, one of my favorite double IPAs. And so I have a thing for Mosaic, but I'm not sure I've had enough pure Citra beers to know much about it. So
Now, I will say, though, the base on it, with that little bit of biscuit and that sweetness, having used that Golden Promise, I'm a Golden Promise lover, so. And it just rings true because I think the base is just beautiful on here.
yeah.
All right, so in terms of American IPAs, what kind of rating do you have for me as far as IPAs go?
For American IPA, I've got to give it like a. For style, I'd say I got to give it like a 92. It's up there. It's good.
You know, I thought he was going to go higher. He is tough. He can be tough. I'll tell you what. I think even though these aren't my styles for American IPA, the nose on it blew me off the map. I mean, it was great. But the taste didn't quite match the nose. Now the sweetness is coming out now, and so I'm gonna go a little notch higher. I think with the IPAs, I'm kind of digging on it. I'm gonna go for 94 as far as
Nice.
IPAs go. There are a lot of really beautiful qualities. It's not that 100 I'm seeing out there, but it's a beautiful IPA. Overall, all beers, what do you think now?
I got to drop it down just a little bit, just because we're spoiled living in the Northwest with all the amazing IPAs, double IPAs, and not to mention everything else. But yeah, I mean, 89 or 90. I'll give it a 90 overall. I would never turn this beer down, and if it was on tap around here, I'd go drink it for sure. So.
And I think that's pretty fair. I'm pretty much right there with it. I'm going to a 91, just one notch above. I still think it's a really excellent beer. Now, mind you, one thing they didn't tell me on this beer, though, I've got to go back to this, is they didn't say, and I'll have to research this, they didn't say what kind of yeast they used, because Surly is really known for using their English yeasts. But this is a collaboration beer with Amager. So that changes things up. So they're working together. I'd love to know the yeast. Tell me. But and that could change things quite a bit. I gotta say thanks to Rich though. And look at this can. Is that not freaking awesome? I mean,
very cool.
I love it. Rock on! Here it is. It's Todd the Axeman IPA. Thanks to Todd Hogg, all the team at Amager, and Surly for this beer. Fun beer to try. Mostly thanks to Rich for sending it our way. This is Kevin at Clement's Homebrew and
Jim.
And we're saying life is too short
to drink cheap beer.
And we will see you
in the next beer review.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.